Ladies and gentlemen, a new snapshot for Minecraft Java Edition has been released. The first one for Minecraft 1.14. My name is slicedlime. I'm here to guide you on a comprehensive tour on all of the new things in this snapshot. After the release of Snapshot 18W43A, we also saw the release of Snapshot 18W43B. That one fixes a bunch of crashes and other problems introduced in the first snapshot, but the majority of the things in this video are going to be in both of those snapshots. Let's start out with a visual change that you're bound to notice real quick. A new set of textures have been worked on for quite a while as a separate texture pack. They are now the default textures in this version. Now let's talk about blocks. There are a whole boatload of new blocks added into the game in this version. Most of them are just decorative versions of blocks that already existed, but let's start with a completely new one. Bamboo blocks have been added into the game. They are a crop that can grow to a max height of between 12 and 16 blocks. If you bone meal them, the bamboo will grow 1 or 2 bamboo blocks on the top of the stack. Hit the stack with a sword and it will instantly break all the way to the top. If you take 2 bamboo, you can craft them into a single stick, and they can also be used as fuel in a furnace. 4 bamboo will smelt a single item, a fairly weak fuel. You can also place them in flower pots, and if you don't find them in the world, you can find them in chests, in shipwrecks, and in jungle temples. Now for those other block changes. All of the existing stone slab versions have been changed to smooth stone slabs. They look the same, but they have a new name now. You can now get smooth stone from smelting stone. It's a new type of stone that looks like the stone slabs used to look. And of course, using those, you can craft smooth stone slabs. There's also smooth sandstone that you can get by smelting sandstone, smooth red sandstone that you can get by smelting red sandstone, and smooth quartz that you can get by smelting quartz. Currently, it appears to me that the smooth quartz and the quartz blocks look identical, but we'll see what happens with that down the line. Together with this, there are a huge amount of new slabs and stairs and walls. There are now stone, stairs and slabs, the default stone texture, not the smooth one. There are stairs, slabs and walls for granite, polished diorite, polished diorite, andesite and polished andesite. There's also sandstone walls, red sandstone walls, smooth red sandstone stairs and slabs, smooth quartz stairs and slabs, brick walls, stone brick walls, mossy stone brick stairs, slabs and walls, and nether brick walls. There are also endstone brick stairs, slabs and walls, prismarine walls, red nether brick stairs, slabs and walls, and smooth sandstone stairs and slabs, and mossy cobblestone stairs and slabs. Whew! That's a lot of new stone versions. But that's not all. The existing signs have been renamed to oak signs, and I guess you can see where that's headed. There are now spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak signs. The recipe for those now require that the planks are all the same type of wood. Let's move on to items. A new ranged weapon has been added to the game. It's the crossbow. To craft a crossbow, you need 3 sticks, 2 pieces of string, a tripwire hook, and an iron ingot. The crossbow shoots arrow with a base power that is slightly higher than the bow, but the durability is lower. Crossbows can shoot tipped arrows and spectral arrows just like bows can, but the crossbow loads an arrow differently from a bow. To charge it, you hold down your use button, that would be your right mouse button by default, and once the crossbow string has been pulled all the way back, you can let go. Crossbow is now loaded and ready, and with a single click of the use button, you will shoot it. There are new enchants that you can use only for crossbows. There is the multi-shot enchant that exists in only a single level. Multi-shot splits the arrow into 3 arrows, which is the usual arrow, and then 2 more arrows at angles off to the side. This new enchant cannot be combined with one of the other new enchants called piercing. That enchant exists in up to 4 different versions. You can have piercing 1, 2, 3 or 4. What that means is that an arrow shot from the crossbow can travel through mobs, and it can hit 1 more target for each level of the enchant. And of course, if you have that, you cannot combine it with multi-shot. There's also a quick charge enchant, level 1, 2 or 3. Each level of the quick charge decreases the amount of time it takes to fully charge the crossbow by 1/4 second. There are new advancements for crossbows as well. There's the Old Betsy advancement for shooting a crossbow, and then there are 3 more difficult advancements for crossbows. There's the Ballistic for killing 5 unique mobs with 1 crossbow shot. 2 birds, 1 arrow for killing 2 phantoms with a piercing arrow. And then there's Who's the Pillager Now for giving a pillager a taste of their own medicine, which means shooting them with a crossbow. Other new items added to the game are different dyes for what used to be bone meal, ink sacs, cocoa beans and lapis. Those items now craft into white, black, brown and blue dye respectively. And the names for the other dyes have been unified, so the red, yellow and green dyes no longer have special names. With that, there are new recipes to obtaining colored carpet and stained glass. There are more new flowers in this version as well. There's a cornflower, which is a blue flower, and that also crafts into blue dye. This now grows in plains biomes. There's also a lily of the valley, which is a white flower that crafts into white dye, and you can find it in flower forests. And a wither rose. That is a black flower that makes black dye, but it also wither affects any mobs and players that step on it or very nearby. Wither roses do not spawn in the world as far as I can tell, but it does drop when a wither kills a mob. Those were all the new flowers, but we're not quite done with flowers yet. There's a new food item in the game called the Suspicious Stew. You can find this stew in buried ship treasure chests, but you can also craft it. You craft it by using a red mushroom, a brown mushroom, a ball, and a flower. Restores 3 hunches of food in your hunger bar, but if you eat it you will also get an effect. This effect cannot be told by just looking at the suspicious stew. It depends on which flower you put in the recipe. So for dandelions and blue orchids, this is extra saturation for a few seconds. For cornflowers, this is jump boost. Poppies give speed. Allium suspicious stew give fire resistance. Azure blue gives blindness. Any type of tulips give weakness. Oxeye daisies give regeneration. Lily of the valleys give poison. And wither rose, well, they give wither. Let's move on to gameplay changes. A new type of crafting has been added into the game, using a new block called the loom. The recipe for making a loom is 2 planks and 2 pieces of string, and it is used to apply patterns to banners. You can still only apply 6 patterns to a banner, but a change here is that generic patterns now only require 1 die in order to create the patterns, instead of anywhere between 1 and 8 depending on the pattern. The special banner patterns with the Oxeye Daisy, Creeper Skull, Wither Skeleton Skull or the Notch Apple can now be crafted into patterns instead. These patterns are made with a piece of paper and the item in question, and can then be used in the loom without consuming the pattern. With this, the old recipes for putting patterns on banners in the crafting table have been removed. The recipe for the nether brick fence has been changed to 4 brick blocks and 2 brick items in the center, a little bit more similar to the normal recipe for other fences. 2 other changes to crafting recipes, the rabbit stew and beetroot stew recipes have been changed to be shapeless. Other changes in gameplay, leaves now have a small chance of dropping sticks. Chorus fruit flowers can now break when shot by an arrow, and dead bushes can now be used as furnace fuel. Let's talk about mobs, and let's start with hostile mobs. Pillagers have been added, a new type of illager that, well, pillages. They raid villages and are hostile towards players and villagers. They wield the new crossbows, and they like to steal things, so hide your emeralds. Pillagers can also be found roaming the world. When you kill a pillager, it will drop an emerald at higher chances with higher looting. Pillagers cannot wear armor even if you try to force it onto them, and items forced into their head slot will not render. And with the pillagers there's also an illager beast, and as of yet unnamed, the hostile mob that hits like a truck and has an enormous amount of health. This beast is also hostile towards villagers and towards the player. The illager beast have 3 different modes of attack. They have a roar, a stun and a charge attack. While doing this they also trample crops. If you kill them, they drop a saddle 100% of the time. One final change to hostile mobs is that creepers will now drop records even when killed by strays, not only skeletons. In the decidedly less hostile space, we have pandas added to the game. There are 4 different variations of pandas. There's the aggressive panda, it has red eyes. There's the lazy one, the playful one, and there are also rare cases of brown pandas spawning in. Pandas love bamboo and they also like cake. You can breed them, and the variants are inherited by a special panda inheritance system. They spawn naturally in a new type of the world called bamboo forests. If you kill one, you monster, they drop bamboo as well. Stick around to watch them a bit, they have tons of interesting behaviors, especially cute ones from the babies. As for changes to world generation, I've already mentioned the bamboo jungle parts. There are two new biomes, they are called bamboo jungle and the bamboo jungle hills. They behave like normal jungle, but they have a bamboo in them. In a sort of technical note here, most of the biome related features now have a registry, and their configuration can be serialized. I'll let you draw some conclusions for what that's going to be used for by yourselves. Let's talk about redstone. There's a new feature in the dispensers. If you put shears in the dispenser and point them at a sheep, they will now shear the wool off that sheep when activated. One other change to be aware of is that there's been an optimization to how redstone wire depowers that could cause significant amounts of lag before, and that is no longer the case. So try that out, and if you find any bugs, make sure you go and report them on the Minecraft issue tracker. You can find a link to that in the video description. Let's talk about user interface changes. The book and quill editing has been remade to be more intuitive. That means you can now edit your books with a movable cursor, and that works both with the keyboard and the mouse. This means you can also select text and copy and paste. Page filling and line wrapping has been improved, and the maximum book length has been increased to 100 pages. Two changes to the creative menu. If you hover over an item in the creative menu, you can now see the item's tags. And in the creative menu search box, you can now use a hash sign to search for a tag. So for instance, you can do hash wood, and you will find all things made out of wood. There are also a couple of menu changes. There are now in-game buttons for reporting bugs and giving feedback, as well as an updated credits list. Another sort of technical change is the lighting engine. The light engine that calculates lighting updates in the game has been rewritten and optimized. That means that you should no longer get as much lag when the lighting updates. Of course, this is a fairly major change, so go ahead and test that out, and if you find any problems with it, then make sure you report bugs to the Minecraft issue tracker, linked in the description below. Now those were all the changes to the actual gameplay of the game. There are also a whole ton of changes to commands and map making stuff and resource pack stuff and pack maker stuff that is more technical. We're gonna go through that as well, but we'll leave it for a second video just to get this video out there in a reasonable amount of time. There's an enormous amount of change in this version. So if you're interested in trying all of this, what you need to do is you need to head into your Minecraft launcher, go into the launch options and enable snapshots. Now read the message that pops up, click OK and head back to the news tab, where in the drop down box next to the play button you should be able to find a latest snapshot profile. Select that and start the game to play the latest snapshot or pre-release version, which is currently this one, 18W43B. Do keep in mind that snapshots are less well tested than regular releases, especially this first one with so many changes. It is also in general not possible to downgrade a world once you've opened it in a snapshot. So if you try this version, make sure you do it on a separate test world or on a copy of your world. And that is all from me for this time. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please help me out in return and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the Minecraft news, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, where I do update videos for every single new version or snapshot released. Thank you for watching, my name is slicedlime, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.